Welcome back to Leave Time. It's Leave. I'm Drunken Dan.
Yes.
So,
Sorry, I was waiting for a lead-in.
Oh, that was the lead-in. So, before we get into probably the one thing I know we will want to talk about, I just want to mention something stupid that I saw announced right before we started recording. They're going to do a 6-part, like, mini comic series of the Justice League, but they're dinosaurs. So, I'm interested. I'm not going to lie.
It does sound infinitely better than 90% of other Justice League content over the last
I'm gonna say that sounds interesting, but also it's like, oh yeah, they're dinosaurs. Why? I don't know.
But anyway,
extreme dinosaurs.
In a week of bad takes.
So did Sauron write this?
I don't know. I don't know who.
I mean, that sounds like his thing. It's like, what if they were all dinosaurs? Why? Because that's my goal, to turn the entire world into dinosaurs.
I don't know, but it made me think of extreme dinosaurs, so, you know, that's always a good thing.
Everything makes me think of extreme dinosaurs.
I never watched Extreme Dinosaurs.
Do you know what? I didn't either.
Neither have I.
Well, I say this, no, I had one VHS that had like 4-5 episodes on it that I remember I watched, and I was like, huh. I mean, the show feels a lot like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but it's got a cool theme song.
It does.
And, you know, at the end of the day, isn't that the most important thing?
And, like, I'm just saying, out of the rip-offs, it's better than Street Sharks, because they're all a different type of dinosaurs, so they have different abilities.
No one actually remembers Darkwing Duck. People only remember Darkwing Duck's theme song.
I remember Darkwing Duck.
No, you don't. No, you
I
don't.
did. I watched it a lot, actually.
I watched it like... It was like my favorite show for like 2 years.
I was more of a Chip and Dale Rescue Ranger guy.
I watched that too, but Darkwing Duck is what really spoke to me.
Fair.
It was like my favorite show until I discovered robots a few years later.
I mean, we've talked about where our robot origins came from before, I think.
Yes.
Yeah. Alright, so what was the big thing we're going to talk about?
Oh,
because I had something I was going to mention, and then it's like, I think it's actually going to be different from what you want to talk about.
I just wanted to, like, bring it real quick. So I kind of regret not opening my mouth and saying that I could see something like this coming sooner, because I did, but I felt like I'd be putting my foot in my mouth, so I pushed out. So Sony has now started making its move buying shit, and has bought Bungie.
Well, someone had to buy Bungie.
No, Bungie makes Halo, so basically they bought them to screw over Microsoft.
Well, no, they used to make Halo.
I thought they still did.
No,
no, they quit after Halo 3 was the last Bungie game, or was it Halo Reach? I've never played a Halo in my life, so I don't know why I'm talking about. I'm an expert.
3, I know they made. I think Reach and 3, I think they made.
Because I know there was a point where they were like, yeah, I know there was a point they were like, yeah, we're done, whatever, Microsoft, you have this IP, who gives a shit? And then they just got, I think it's 343?
Because,
yeah. Everyone hated them for like a few years, and now... See, I don't know. I hear lots of people talk about Halo, but they never actually say if it's good or not. People are just like, oh, but Halo, though. And I'm like, but do you mean it's good, or do you mean it's bad? And they're like, but Halo, though.
I've heard some people with Infinite, I've heard some people say it's good, and other people say it's bad. I don't know, I never played it.
I know everyone hated 4.
I liked, Halo is one of those games that I played a lot of 1 because I had it on PC, and I only played the other ones, like, at friends' houses on Xbox, and I thought they were okay. I like it. It's alright.
They're okay. I'm okay if you play it with friends. I don't know if the single player is particularly amazing, and I've always sucked at it, so... I played a little bit of single player for 1. So, I'm that person who wasn't really big on Reach, because I know the whole point was to make you feel like a piss baby, but I just kind of got... I just didn't like it. I didn't really enjoy feeling like a piss baby, so I was like, on its single player.
I think the thing
but I can play better single player.
And I'm like, this game is stupid. You're stupid, and then I throw the controller at his face and walk away.
They're just better in my opinion. Single player
sore loser
experiences than Halo. It's not bad.
Well, I think the main thing about Halo is obviously was like one of probably the premier like FPS. Well, I mean it was Xbox's only like flagship title, so anyone who had an Xbox probably had Halo.
Yeah,
and
it was the system seller.
Also, it was like one of the sort of like I don't want to call it like a cornerstone FPS because it's not really. But the main thing is, it was one of those FPSs that, being on a system that a lot of people did invest in and did have as their first system, it was one of their like first sort of proper FPSs. Because yeah, obviously like PC had Counter-Strike and Half-Life and Doom and Quake and so on and so forth for years, but it was really the kind of like, you know, it was really one of like the first sort of major FPS titles that was also sort of like functional and wasn't a little bit janky.
Yeah.
That was on a home console. But yeah, I have no real opinions on Halo beyond, sure, is a game series that exists. My only sort of interaction with Halo was when I used to watch Red vs. Blue back before, you know, Rooster Teeth went to shit.
Yeah. Like I said, I did play a lot of Halo 1 on PC and online on PC. And I did watch Red vs. Blue before it went to shit. Like I enjoy Halo. Is it my favorite? No, I enjoy it, but like I'd take like a Doom or a Serious Sam over it any day of the week. Or like if I want to play online, I'd take TF2 over that because that's my favorite online shooter.
I will say there's one thing I don't like about Halo, and it's not even really Halo's fault, but I dislike, and it's really more of a YouTube problem, but I dislike whenever you get, like, in your recommended feed, it's like, oh, firearms expert reacts to Halo weapons, and it's like, yes, this person who specializes in real-world guns is going to look at this fantasy science fiction laser pew-pew gun, and sure is going to give us an opinion on the fantasy science fiction laser pew-pew gun that definitely doesn't exist.
I've seen
It's like,
those.
what's the fucking point?
I think the only one I watched, I'm not gonna lie, was the TF2 one, because I know the TF2 guns make no goddamn sense, so I just wanted to watch a guy get frustrated, and that's all I really was there for, and then I was like, alright, I got my fill and left.
I mean, TF2, they throw fucking jars of piss at people.
Yeah.
So,
But I mean, like,
you
for
can't-
example,
I mean-
like, the guns
I
don't
mean-
even have the right amount of chambers for their weapons, their
I
reload
mean,
mechanisms don't make sense.
that's the most realistic weapon of TF2, and because you could absolutely take a jar full of piss and throw it at people. I don't know if it'll be very effective, but I mean,
You know what? He's right.
do
I know plenty of Australians who would throw a jar of piss at you.
Actually, to be
And
fair,
maybe if you're lucky, it's their piss.
actually, a correction, the sniper is actually from New Zealand.
Is he?
Yes.
Same thing.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, in a week of bad.
no,
oh, yeah.
no,
Oh, yeah.
no. See,
That's gonna be the bad take this week that people remember. That's the one that's gonna get everyone pissed off. No, it's not gonna be Whoopi Goldberg torpedoing her own career because she chose the most baffling hill of all to die on. Where it's like, regardless of if you actually think something like that, you shouldn't. It's a ridiculous thing to think.
What did she do? I actually don't
But it
know.
She basically said the Holocaust was not discriminatory or racist because it was only white people
What?
killing white people or something. The actual point is, it's one of those things where it's like, it's such a weird and baffling
Not only
take.
that, but like, if I'm gonna be aside
also
from being
wrong.
weird and baffling wrong, also like they put anyone who they put Jews, blacks, gays, anyone with like basically
Special
special needs, anyone with darker skin, really.
Anyone who didn't fit the ideal or was
the only thing
even
that baffles me, the only thing that baffles me on this take is that a lot of Jewish people are like offended because she called them white, and I was just like, I mean,
some
that's,
of
that's
them.
I mean that's a pretty bad way to simplify it, but I mean it's true.
I just find it interesting. I just found it.
Your religion does not make you your own race. That's like saying Muslim is a race.
But
Yeah.
I just more so meant that at the end of the day, like, regardless of anything else, regardless of if that's actually what you think or feel, I mean, you shouldn't say it because, not being funny, it's the fucking Holocaust, man.
No,
There's no
yeah,
way you
it's-
there's no way you can come out of saying something controversial or something that's not in keeping with the general view of, man, this sure was a terrible, terrible atrocity that was committed, wasn't it? That's not gonna, like, we literally live in a society where if you're a Holocaust denier, you are named and shamed, and you know a lot of people would say that's the correct thing to do.
Yeah.
And I find it bizarre that you would think that anyone would think, okay, this is the hill I will die on because I'll definitely yeah, who has ever like talked about the Holocaust dispassionately, you know? It's such a bizarre.
How can you be that? Like what the fuck is wrong with her brain? Like seriously.
I don't know. I just find it an interesting, and it's like you do it on a fucking daytime television show that's mostly watched by housewives of all things. You raise this kind of point about ethics and terminology, and it's like, I don't think this is the kind of thing for that show.
they've been doing. I know they've been doing like stuff like that ever since what's her name was on the show for a while. McCain's daughter. I don't remember her name. But I am aware of that. But like, yeah, this one actually didn't cross my feed. I didn't even know she said that. What the fuck?
Yeah, it's a baffling take to. I was like one of those. It's one of those things where when I heard it, I was like, that can't be true. And then you look, it's like the teeth for porn in the Italian Senate thing. You hear it and you're like, that can't possibly be. Oh my god. we do live in the darkest time. I forget if I mentioned this, but I've decided that we live in the evil mirror universe, like, timeline. Because we do it in a world where everyone now has beards.
That is true. I don't know. I started shaving my beard off a few years ago, and I just don't grow it anymore.
That just means that parallel universe Dan, where he's a good person, has a nice full beard that's fashionable. So,
or maybe he's even worse than me.
No, because that would be the good universe where things go well, where good games are.
Is this like Simpsons, where it turns out Dan was the evil
one? That's
not
all
true.
There are good games like Serious Sam and what just came out.
I was saying where good games get rewarded, and not Cyberpunk 2077 is about to get another re-release.
Again?
Yeah, apparently it's been leaked that they're getting another version released, and I'm like,
great.
Well,
It can go up for the Game Awards again. They'll probably give it an actual award this time instead of pussing out each time they try to be that fucking skeevy.
Well, I mean,
okay, that's where those mechs were. I was like, where the fuck are the? There was a couple of mechs I was looking for to bring up in my lineup for the team, and I couldn't find them, and that explains it. They were they auto deploy.
I had to correct someone earlier because they were like, I can't believe Joe Biden made a crack about Boris Johnson. It's like, no, Joe Biden's press secretary made a crack about Boris Johnson. Joe Biden can't string together two words.
Correct.
I mean, fair enough.
We don't like to bring that up over here.
Well, I mean,
I do. It's funny.
It's just sad after the shot. The image of him not being able to walk up to the fight. Up the steps to Air Force One is just forever going to be like, man, he really is just an old ass man.
I'll be fair, the last two presidents had that issue. That's him and Trump. They both did that.
He's basically Abraham Simpson. I honestly wonder, could you put Abe Simpson quotes over Biden, and it just makes more sense?
Hold on, I'm gonna try that later. I'm just gonna look for an Abe Simpson quote that looks like it would be a Jason the Joe Biden posted on Twitter without context or explanation, and see if people think Biden said it. I want to test this.
Just so all things are even-handed, Boris Johnson is an actual criminal,
yes.
And the fact that he's not locked up is disgusting.
Yes.
I honestly have thought about it. I've realised the actual war criminal is preferable to Boris at this point. Did you know 30 years ago he was recorded trying to order someone to get beaten up?
Oh, fun.
That was a thing that happened. And it's like, man, that was 30 years ago. How did he not get in trouble for that?
Due to your justice system, baby.
Well, my hope is that we do actually have World War III and everyone just dies now.
Ugh.
That will climate change. I've stopped recycling. I've given up. I thought, you know what? Why should I recycle? What if I do just want the world to end?
Okay,
maybe
Char.
this is my supervillain origin.
Okay, Char.
I'm just saying. Maybe the mass murderers had it right all along.
No, because they only did it like one at a time.
True.
Also, the mass murderers usually just pick a group.
Yeah.
We should just get rid of everyone.
So I guess you could say you're slightly above them because you're non-discriminatory in it, I guess.
Once again, you can say basically anything, and you're not going to be the worst take this week. Amazing, isn't it? I love that. It's one of those things where you just think, yeah, for like the next 20 years, like so many governments have got, or like future governments have got perfect excuses. Why are taxes so high, Trump? Why is everything shit, Brexit? Why are we at war with Russia, Putin?
Well, I mean, that one's obvious. Like, I think anyone could have put that one together.
Yeah.
Well, anyone with half a brain.
We'll see. I mean, I horribly date this if we do wind up in any kind of scenario, but I feel like Putin will back down. He's done his chest beating. He's reminded everyone that he's a big dog and you need to take him seriously.
I hope so. I think so, and I hope so. God, I hope we're not wrong. Not because, like, oh man, this will make this joke dated. No, because, Jesus Christ, I don't like war.
Well, unless we get robots out, of course.
I guess if we get mechs out of
That
this,
would
maybe.
that would be worth it.
It's true. If they're like you know, instead of bombs or like you know nukes or anything like this, we're gonna fight the next war with giant robots. I'd be like, yeah, sure, sign me up.
Yeah, fuck it.
You know what? You know what? I'd be happy with that.
I'm gonna be like, it's probably be less destructive than just nuking everyone. As long as we don't start dropping colonies, because then that might get...
Man, Mazinger Z, you're so pathetic. You couldn't even take out this one thing in one go. Meanwhile, the burning Gundam can. Man, how the mighty have fallen.
Yeah, that's why they keep trying to come up with ridiculous ways to power it up.
Yeah, this is only basic bitch Mazinger. This isn't like.
You didn't even give me Kaiser.
This isn't Mazinger Kaiser or 300 meter tall Mazinger.
But they try to pretend it is. But it's not.
It's definitely not Zero.
No.
Who we'll probably never see again.
Probably not.
I missed the
Unless-
Mazing Emperor Chief. I love that thing. It's so stupid.
Unless they make an adaptation of Zero, which I kind of don't think they will.
I don't think so. I don't think Shin did really well. You know what we need to see again? SKL.
Would be interesting. I feel like there must be some weird history behind Skull that we just don't know, because it's such a bizarre, like, alternate take on Mazinger, when I've never seen them really do that with anything else. Like, to the point it's just none of the characters, it's just the mech.
And like the the setting feels more like Violent Jack too.
Even Getter Robo Armageddon was like pretending, oh yeah, this is a sequel to the Toei series.
I think it's technically I think they said it's an alternate universe where their technology that they were fighting with got spread all over the world, or something like that. And that's why they have a Mazinger and like robot beasts. Supposedly.
But yeah, as I said, just such a weird alternate take. But you know, especially since it came out around the time that Shin Mazinger did, didn't it?
It did. Yeah, it came out like 10 years ago. Just about.
That was the last Mazinger thing until Infinity.
And then they decided, oh, let's
I
just-
wish Infinity was good.
I mean, it's fine.
It's okay. I mean, apparently a lot of people really... There were like stories of like when they played it in theaters, like these like ancient people that like watched it as kids and are now like 60-something years old, were like crying.
Well, I can't say it ever moved me in any way. But, you know.
It moved me alright to the bathroom.
Alright, Plinkett.
Right, blanket.
That's fine, why don't you reference Star Trek?
Hold on, it moved me alright to my bed. Because it made me bored.
Don't worry, I'm sure we'll get Jay to edit that out.
Jay, edit that out. Jay.
Text on screen, Jay will not edit that out.
Jay's the real hero of the series.
I mean, if not for him, it would literally just be Star Trek, Star Trek, Star Trek. Here's an hour-long video of my Star Trek fanfiction.
You're not wrong.
They literally did do that, so...
Yeah.
I mean, it's fine. It's their audience. It's their channel. They can do whatever the fuck they want.
Not all heroes wear capes, Jay.
I mean, I'm sure he wears capes, but I'm pretty sure it's a sex thing with Jay.
Maybe. Hey, listen, I ain't gonna judge.
I'll judge, but silently.
Listen, whichever jokes are tired. Jay and Mike jokes, that's where it's at.
Because Rich Evans himself is the joke.
Exactly.
There's only so much you can really do with that before it's just sad. It's like, you know, it is just stop, he's already dead in live action form.
Oh god.
Sorry, I've had a cold the last sort of week or so. I hope it wasn't cold.
Well, you'll find out
Is it
soon
cold,
enough,
or
baby.
Did you catch the plague?
Yes.
Oh, here it is. The part where the crossbone stuff happens, and they have the two wives strapped to the robots again.
But I mean, why not, right?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Fuck it. I know the secret route point for this is to save the two that have them in it for last and blow up everything else.
Yeah. Oh, man. I do wonder when we'll actually get information on the Witch from Mercury or whatever it's called.
Like what it is. Yeah, I'm interested.
Soon, because it's coming out at the end of this year.
Well, I know they said it's coming out, it's airing October, I think.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
announced it like a week or two ago from this recording.
Apparently it's a TV show.
Yeah, all we know is it's a TV
It's-
show, and its name
I
is
think-
that, and that's it.
Yeah, I think they said it's the next AU. So,
Oh, it's gonna be an alternate universe. They did announce that.
I mean, I'm pretty sure they said it's not in UC. So unless it's like,
'Cause I didn't hear
a
anything
spin-off
about UC or not UC. I've only heard the name.
I'm pretty sure they said it's not UC. So
Okay, I mean,
it's
whatever. I just.
So it's either, it's either a new universe or it's a spin-off of Iron Blooded Orphans.
Yeah, some people are thinking that it could be a spin-off of Iron Blooded.
I mean, I
kind
kind
of
of
doubt
maybe not.
I kind of doubt it. They've very much gone out of their way to not touch Iron Blooded Orphans since
Oh
it
no!
finished.
Oh no! They're releasing a special edition of it this year with a connection to that mobile game they're releasing, and they're re-releasing all their models. So no, actually, they're pushing Iron Blood Orphans quite a bit this year.
Oh, fair enough then.
So I took the opportunity to grab some Gunpla at like not scalper prices because they were re-releasing them.
Nice. There's
Hey,
still
you can get the Barbatos for $15 and not 50.
God, he built one Gunpla and now he's a Gunpla fiend.
Welcome to the.
Well, yeah, I was like, good, I could do it. Now that means I can get some more and not just be like wasting money.
Welcome to the addiction. How's it feel?
It should be.
I only have a couple, so I don't feel that bad.
He's probably saving up for the Valamar one.
I am actually. Oh yes.
I still need to get myself a ZZ. I really need to get a ZZ at some point. I love the double data. It's cool.
What were you gonna say? I love the double Z. It's so bad.
Also correct, but I love the Power Glove. That's the full armor. I love the full armor ZZ. It's so bad. I have one friend who absolutely hates ZZ full armor.
Well, your friend is a stinky poop face.
He thinks it's just as ugly as the Hathaway one. I was like, no.
Oh well, that's that. Wait, he thinks which Hathaway one?
Yes, they look the same.
The Penelope or the Z or the whatever he calls it, the Bane Gundam.
The one that Hathaway has, the one that looks like triangles.
I mean, I actually like that one. I just don't like that it's piloted by Hathaway.
I don't like it. It looks like triangles with a goose head.
What's wrong with gooses? Gooses are fierce animals.
I don't like it. It's hideous. Take it away. Get rid of it. Remove it. It's looking at me funny. The only thing that thing was good for was in Super Robot Wars V when I just put a row in it and never let Hathaway ever pilot it.
Man, I wonder what's gonna happen when Hathaway is like a major figure in Super Robot Wars once enough time has passed for that to start being pushed like the Unicorn was.
Isn't the problem that half of his Flash is mostly him being anti-Federation stuff? So it's gonna be pretty hard to work him in alongside.
Yeah, well, the problem is he's a terrorist, and also he's fighting the Federation.
So unless you're gonna go like Z2, I don't know what you can really do.
Even Z2, it was like fighting for good, not being actual terrorists trying to terrorize the government, giving into their nature demands.
Give in to our demands, or we'll drop an Axis on you again. I love it when people online have like the weird take of like that Char was good actually, and that nuclear winter would only affect humans. I'm not even kidding. I saw this online.
I mean, you kill a lot of species of animals, but they'd probably some would survive.
Their belief was that only humans would be affected.
Oh, I mean,
like, how are you that stupid? How? Like, how do you get dressed in the morning?
Does very much have that kind of feel of like, how do you function?
Like, and it was like in this big thread where they were just going on like this weird ramble spree, and we're starting to bring up like random other Tomino shows. And I was like, what the fuck is this?
You know what it is? It has proper Thanos did nothing wrong /R energy.
It does.
All we just need to do is, we should make a subreddit. We should make Colony Drop subreddit, and then just like do the Thanos did nothing wrong subreddit, and just eventually ban all the users. So, yeah, we dropped Colony on you.
Hey, you got a colony dropped on. It's like, do you live on Earth? Yes, then you got a colony dropped on you. You're all dead.
Have fun.
I didn't think it would affect me. I love that stuff where they're like, I'm gonna choose the Nihilist route. Okay, well you die too. What? No!
I thought we'd be friends.
Fucking idiots.
I thought I'd have fun in space with all those filthy space noids, and it's like no. Also, it's such a terrible plan in general, because it's like, what is the end result? He drops the colony, and then all the Federation people then basically spend the rest of eternity just hating the space noids for eradicating
like
Earth.
The ones who survive and get off planet now go extra hard. It's like Titans 3.0.
You basically just kickstart the Eternal War.
Like, now it's just the Federation going, alright, now we just kill everyone! Let's just, go up to one of the colonies and leave the proverbial engine running in the garage if you catch my drift.
Yes. But also no.
I mean, yeah, don't do that, but it's what they would do.
Don't do that. Never do that. But yeah, that.
Remember, kids, don't do that, but also...
I'm not saying you should do it, but I'm not saying that you can't do it.
Oh wow, I'm gonna put the Mazinger back in the ship because I've used a ton of its EN. After I was making fun of it earlier. Koji heard me talking shit.
He's like, well, if you think then I'm just gonna drain all my energy. Yeah, how do you like
that? I mean,
that?
he killed a bunch of things, so he's like, oh, okay, you think I'm shit? You think I'm shit, huh? Huh? Fine, I'll do something then, bitch. Koji can do something when he feels like it.
I mean, he can swim in the sky. I don't know of many people who can swim in the sky, do you?
He can also fly beneath the sea.
Exactly.
I love that fucking theme. Oh, Lord. But yeah, other than that stuff, that's like the big things this week. Bungie.
Yeah, you
doing
kind
its
of already
thing.
covered all the major topics, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of Rooster Teeth,
Oh.
that you
Oh.
mentioned way back then, I got something for you.
Oh, juicy news from the Rooster Teeth's mortal enemy.
Yes. Well, I don't know if it's juicy news. So apparently, one of the studios in Japan is actually just straight up making a Ruby animated project.
Huh.
That
Oh,
Rooster Teeth is like not involved in it at all, beyond licensing the IP.
oh.
I can't believe we're gonna have we might have a decent show.
Someone's like, hey, it might be decent, and B, they're like, it's kind of weird that they've been radio silent on like the actual Ruby, because there still has been no word on anything of the next volume beyond like the pandemic has made things hard on us. We'll get to it when we get to it.
I would have thought the pandemic wouldn't have affected Ruby nearly as much, since, you know,
That's what I said. That's what I said. I was like, that sounds suspect. I know a lot of
they just want to make their
smaller
Let's Play videos.
that are back to normal. I was like, you know, maybe they're using it as an excuse because they didn't want to say something. But you know, when I said that, of course, it's great. It's Jesus.
But it's like, I'm only saying that because the majority of the work could be done semi-remotely, and also, and even then, you know, pretty much under safe conditions. Because it's like you generally only have one person in the recording booth at any time.
I think they just want to do their Let's Play videos, and that's it.
I mean, no, I think they just don't want to do Ruby anymore because they're now owned by Warner Brothers, who don't get the anime crowd. I mean, let's be honest, Rooster Teeth didn't really get the anime crowd that they attracted.
Yeah.
They just profited off of it. It's like you brought in they brought in the kind of people that you just don't know how to deal with, and now they regret everything. But it became too big to give up.
Yeah, now it's literally their only thing they've got now. So yeah.
I guarantee you, like, Ruby merch is basically what's helping keep them afloat.
It honestly, probably.
Especially since they are downsizing and not making nearly as much content.
But one of the theories is, well, maybe they're hoping this anime takes off so they can just, you know, license out the
Live
IP
off
and
the
let the animation studios handle it.
just live off the fucking licensing fees.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see what this Ruby thing even actually is, because, you know, it could be something cool, or it might just be 13 episodes for fucking nothing.
It's a Ruby.
Yeah. No, Ruby doesn't have nearly that many episodes.
Yeah.
It's like a season's like an hour. The season's like an hour and a half.
So it's like not only is it nothing, but it's an hour of nothing.
Or nothing.
Ruby definitely had that. You remember? I don't know if you remember back when end of before time when people used to upload like a full sort of season of Red vs Blue and it clock in about an hour.
Yes.
Yeah, basically it's like that for Ruby.
Okay, so it's like it's been a while since I've watched Ruby because I fell off like
they're
ages ago.
5-minute segments, and then that total up to about an hour and a half worth of total screen time per season.
Okay, so yeah, it is like because as I said, it's been a while, so it's very much like, you know, typical web series.
Yeah. The only difference is this one attracted the weeaboos.
I mean, yeah, I was gonna do that.
You never know, it might not have done. I mean, obviously it was about cute girls with superpowers in a high school setting, so it basically ticked every fucking box, but you know.
Pretty much, like you get the distinct feeling that like the initial response is that they thought it was gonna fail. And
they definitely.
Monty wants to do his stupid thing. All right, well, like they only allowed it because Monty brought Red vs Blue up so much that like they were like, all right, let's let him make his stupid show. It probably won't do that well, and then we can say, hey, we tried, and then it became bigger than Red vs.
Well, I imagine that was probably part of the deal when he signed on to actually like work for Rooster Teeth, was him saying, "Oh, hey, I've got this idea of this show I want to make. Can I do that?" And they said, "Yeah, sure." So they said probably the basis that it would fail, and then they just keep using him to work in the Red vs Blue mines.
Yeah.
And then, oops.
I remember it was like I think it was like a deal he made with like one of the higher ups, he was like, hey, they were desperately trying to get him to finish something up, and one day while he was working late, he's like, yeah, I had this idea for a show, and he was like, look, if you could knock this off in like a couple days or whatever their deadline is, we'll let you make whatever you want. And then he gave him a review.
And then he did.
And then he died.
Yeah, which may have been the best thing for him. Hear me out, right? He died, and now everyone thinks he's a genius visionary. And if Ruby fails, it's not his fault because he wasn't there.
That's true. On the other hand, I'm pretty sure if he was still alive, Ruby would be a lot better.
Well, yeah, but now that's what I'm saying is that now, no matter what happens with Ruby, you can say, yeah, but Montione would have had this magnum opus glorious series, regardless of if he did or not.
I mean, no, he just wanted cute girls fighting. That's really all he wanted.
Yeah. He knew what he wanted.
That was what made probably his stuff better, was like, he's like, I just want cute girls fighting, and that's all it really was. He knew what he wanted, and he did what he wanted.
But now, with him not being there to see if it's deserved, it's like, probably the best thing George R.R. Martin could have done would be to die before the final season of Game of Thrones aired. Because then everyone would say, oh, well, I can't believe you ruined this man's legacy, and you would have never known if it was what he intended or not.
Because I know apparently that there is going to be a ghost writing for Berserk, like the thing that we can do with Berserk when that inevitably happens.
I mean, I am curious about that, because it depends on how much, like, stuff Miura left behind.
Yeah.
But
like, I could believe he could have some decent details left behind. But
I'm also
others,
surprised.
but you know, other manga writers. But you know,
But I'm also surprised they would do that, because I mean, Berserk came out so intermittently that I don't know how much more you could have really got out of it. You know, in terms of financial reasons, and let's be honest, financial reasons are the only reasons why they would do it.
Yeah, no, exactly.
But unlike say other like kind of like series, which if they did have like if Toriyama died, you know, you could see where Big Dragon Ball was like so popular. Of course, it would.
Oh yeah, I mean they literally have a dragon room now over there.
And Berserk is like, I'm not saying it's not popular, because of course it is, but like I said, chapters were so spotty and intermittent, and adaptations were so, well, spotty and intermittent in terms of quality. I don't know. But hey, who knows? Maybe it'll be good. Maybe Miura. I keep wanting to say Nomura, but maybe Miura left behind. Like
Nomura is still alive.
Unfortunately.
For now.
Yeah, I feel if Nomura did die, I feel horrible for whatever person has to try and unpack everything he's
never written
set up. Where it's like, there must be like, okay, you're now the new guy who's doing, or the new person who's doing Kingdom Hearts. It's like, where the fuck do you even start with that?
Simple. Don't bother. Just write whatever the fuck you feel like. That's all Nomura ever did.
Yeah.
Just let me. I know how Nomura writes. I know how he writes better than his fans do.
By the seat of his pants.
Just make shit up. What are you into this week? It's like, man, I'm really into robots. Alright, now we're gonna have a bit where Sora's Keyblade gives him a mech suit because it's the ultimate version of the light, or some bullshit. They'll eat it up, it's fine.
We already had mechs in Kingdom Hearts, it's Toy Story World.
Yeah, but I mean, like, all the time now. Not just, like, one level.
Simple solution. It turns out, in the first Keyblade War, because the Keyblade War we've all been talking about was only the second Keyblade War, but in the first Keyblade War, they had giant robots that they forgot about after they, destroyed the world, so that they could then destroy the world again with the second Keyblade War.
And then that's when Sora finds Ideon, the Lightbringer.
No, that's when he gets, checks notes, Balamar the Bashan Knight, yes. Yes. That checks out.
Yeah. Write that down, write that down.
Yeah.
Nomura watching this. Holy shit, right?
Nah, Nomura, if Nomura was watching this, he'd be like, yeah, that's all like well and good. And then, until one of us goes, and then, so anyway, he meets this weird, angsty guy in a black cloak, and then he's like, fucking writing this shit.
No, an angsty mech in a black cloak.
No, the black cloak is the mech. There you go. And it's got zippers, but the zippers are also lasers.
Yes. Now he's writing it down. Now he's writing it down. If Kingdom Hearts 4 happens in like 17 years and that happens, you know who to blame.
Yeah, this is actually probably the longest we've gone without a Kingdom Hearts game, isn't it, now?
No. Oh wait, no, you're right, actually. I was thinking, considering all the hundreds of spin-offs, you're right.
Wait,
that's what I meant, like...
Kingdom Hearts 2 only came out like 2 years ago.
Wait, what?
I mean, three, not three.
I was gonna say, have I time traveled?
I was gonna wonder if I time traveled. I was like, what?
Can I change?
Like, wait a minute, it's only 2000.
Change the world!
I can change the future!
My final message!
I can go and do the heat dome attack on all of our enemies and before they become our enemies.
Future! I like how these fake Gundams that show up from Crossbone have more health than like the mobile armor.
Yeah, well.
Not that it matters when you have the Shin Getter Dragon in town.
They've reinforced the joints. They've covered it in a magnetic coating.
Yeah, enjoy this magnetic coating, bitch. Shine Spark.
Minovsky particles.
Yeah, I love when me and other friends of mine who are into Gundam like explain stuff about Gundam to the people in the group who aren't, because then they just get so confused. It's really funny.
I mean, it's simple. You just explain. Okay, imagine Star Wars, right? Right. But instead of lightsabers and starfighters, it's mechs.
I mean, we pretty much did do that at one point, and we're like, yeah, and instead of the Force, it's new type bullshit.
New type shit, which is exactly the same as the Force.
Yes.
Because they also like move shit with their mind and can read each other's thoughts from miles away and
do whatever the fuck they feel like today.
Can send ghostly projections to tell people what to do.
Or whatever the fuck they're feeling like today.
Yeah, new types up. It basically is just the Force. But you know what the main difference is? Gundam hasn't shot itself in the foot.
Oh.
Unlike, say, Star Wars.
True.
It's like if Gundam has a bad show, you just move on to the next show, and then everything's good again. If Star Wars has a bad movie, they double down and make a worse movie.
It's not bad. You just don't understand our genius. We're gonna do it again and again until you do.
And then it's like, what about all... Okay, so we deleted all of that stupid expanded universe nonsense. I mean, clone Palpatine. Really, I'm glad... Oh, we got rid of that shit. Anyway, clone Palpatine.
So we've decided to bring back clone Palpatine.
So anyway, yeah, we decided that we were going to resurrect Palpatine. Oh, how? With clones.
Wait a minute. That sounds familiar. No!
I've seen this scene before.
No, this is different. No. Shut up. It's different.
No, it's different because now Luke's a girl.
And now Luke's a fucking idiot.
And it's like, so wait, does this mean Kylo Ren is just Mara Jade? Man, what a fucking trade-off.
We don't talk about Mara Jade. Never speak of Mara Jade to George Lucas.
I mean, don't speak about anything to George Lucas. He's a crazy man.
It's true, don't. If you think about telling him anything, stop.
I remember when Episode 8 came out and Mark Hamill just looked like he wanted to kill the director.
Well, he didn't even know he was going to die in that movie until the movie was premiered.
He didn't know. He didn't until he saw it. He was just sitting there like...
Wait, I'm dead?
What do you mean I'm not in the sequel?
Like, if I could kill you with my mind, I would.
To the point where they eventually had to tell Mark to stop.
You could see it. I always like in some of those images, you could just kind of hear the Joker laughter in behind the eyes as his like sanity slips.
Yeah, it really can.
Who would have thought Rian Johnson was like this? It'd be sad. I'd laugh if it wasn't so pathetic. Oh, what the hell? I'll laugh anyway.
Oh, Lord. I like when people argue over which one of those two Star Wars movies is actually the better one. I'm just like, they're both shit. Shut up.
Do we ever talk about the Batman trailer that came out?
Oh god, that reminds me. No, we didn't, but that reminds me. So you know how Beware the Batman was a tax write-off?
Yeah.
Well, apparently they were able to loophole its way out because it's on HBO Max now.
I mean,
kind of upset because Symbiotic Titan and Megas XLR didn't get that, and those were better shows, and Beware the Batman sucked.
No, Megas XLR's been like bought by someone, hasn't it?
No, it is on HBO Max in South America though.
No, I'm pretty sure Megas XLR did get bought out by someone semi-recently. I remember we even talked about it.
There were rumors, but there wasn't anything
I thought
solid.
the creators confirmed it.
Re-look it up. Because if I'm wrong, cool. Because I didn't see anything like solid on that. But yeah, we'll talk after that. We can talk about this new The Batman thing, which I am definitely not looking forward to. Because why do they keep giving this guy stuff? This stuff always sucks.
Because it makes money.
How does it make money? It's always shit.
Because people go, but it's got Batman on it though.
Like, if we're gonna bring something back, bring back like Brave and the Bold, because that was actually good. Or do something new.
You know what? I think Patterson deserves it. Or Pattinson, or whatever his name is. I was like, you know what? You deserve a decent movie after being in Twilight for so long. Because he hated being in Twilight.
Yeah, here it is. Warner Brothers owns Megas XLR as of 2019.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, but it was written off to where they can't like air it in America. But you can. There's a way. I don't remember how it was where you can basically reacquire the ability to like broadcast it after you've written it off as a tax write-off, which is what they decided to do with Beware the Batman. You know, the best Batman series, second only to The Batman. And now they're giving him a third one. Is that what I'm hearing?
I mean, I don't know about the TV show. I just know about the new movie that's coming out.
Oh, a movie.
Yeah, the one with.
I mean, it's a DC movie, so Lord knows if I'll even give a shit. If I'm gonna be blunt.
Well, who knows? Maybe they'll make a good Batman movie again after 16 years.
Yeah, Dark Knight. Was it 16 years since The Dark Knight?
Well, Dark Knight was 2008. 14?
14 years. Oh yeah, I guess you're right.
Well, as long as we all agree Dark Knight Rises is not it.
No, it's not it. I didn't think it was that bad. But, yeah. Dark Knight was better.
I just, aside from anything else, I just feel like Dark Knight Rises is so fucking lazy.
I don't really like any of the Nolan movies.
I mean, between them, I think I like Begins the most.
Yeah.
Because it's the most Batman, and then Dark Knight is just kind of very much we wanted to make this, we just wanted to just make this kind of like highfalutin crime drama thing, and then also remember we had to put a killer clown in it.
But don't worry, we don't have any idea how to write the killer clown. But we'll say it's the best. We'll say it's the best version of the character ever because the actor died.
Yeah, I mean, I won't be around the bush. They definitely helped the Dark Knight by such a ridiculous degree. You'd almost wonder, did they kill Heath Ledger to facilitate it?
I don't think so.
I also don't think so. But on the other hand, wouldn't it be funny if that was true, though?
I mean, that's what people say about Monty Holmes, so...
Wouldn't that be fucking dark if it turned out that Bernie killed Monty?
They kill him to try and stop Ruby, and then they're like, "Oh fuck, that's all we have."
No, they did it to make Ruby.
No, they killed him so that there'd be like an undertone of, this is really deep. All this talk about loss and grief is deep because the creator of the show died too.
Just inviting him into the office and being like, Monty, good, we want to talk about the new volume. Yeah, I've got all these big ideas. Yeah, that's great. Will you write them down for us and we'll look at them later, probably. But why would I need to do that? I'm working on the show. Yeah, that's the thing. You're not. You're firing me, in a sense, firing you from life. And then Bernie just leaps over and injects him.
Injects him with pure concentrated cat DNA.
And then...
Wait a
And then they're like, Bernie, you can't keep killing employees like this. Yes, I can. I'm Bernie Burns. I own you. I own all of Texas. You do not fuck me. I am unfuckable.
What the fuck? This escalated so quickly. I thought the gag was gonna be, wait, you're firing me? Yes, and then they shoot him with a gun.
No.
I thought that was gonna be the fucking bit.
Let's keep going.
That's why he fled to Australia. Someone was on his trail. They knew about Bernie Burns' insidious master plan to just keep killing former employees.
Oh, hi, Dogatai. How you doing?
Oh yeah, you know what though? It's great we can say this because Bernie Burns can't really get too mad. Because the more mad he gets, the easier it is for us to say, "Why are you being so defensive, Bernie?"
Oh God! Did you do it, Bernie?
But hey, Bernie, when did you stop killing your employees?
Were you the one who shot JFK?
But also, it's like, you know, the horrible way they treated animators and such at Rooster Teeth. Also means that we're not even that. We're only like a few steps away from that being actually the case.
Bernie shot JFK. Somebody's gonna do like a mock-up of Dallas back then, and just with Bernie crudely drawn to the side.
Oh my God!
When Cartman accused Kyle of causing 9/11.
Do you know what I've realized? You know what it is? He'll take off the rubber face mask and the fat suit and reveal it was Vince McMahon all along.
Damn it! I knew it!
No one else can mistreat and abuse their own employees so much.
And make so many poor business decisions within the span of 5 seconds. Yet somehow still stay afloat.
He stays afloat by firing people down. He's very clear about this.
Fired!
He's literally said how much he loves firing people in a year where he fired like 50 people.
I love firing people. Now let's get back to making Ruby episodes.
So you heard it here first, guys. Vince McMahon is the secret ruler of Rooster Teeth and Ruby.
If we all suddenly disappear, you know why.
It's this hard-hitting news is why people keep coming back. Oh wait, no, it's the opposite of that.
If you suddenly hear, like, on the news report of, like, 3 people being killed by being pile-drive through a table, you know what happened. You know what was the cause.
I feel like the worst part is that all of our best content is always, like, halfway or at the end of videos. You know, the place where, even on, like, short things people don't usually get to.
Yeah, that's actually why I've learned, like, a lot of people when they do compilations, or, like, do, like, even, like, longer videos, they usually title the video and shit, like, off of, like, something that happens, like, really early on. But honestly, it makes more sense, because since these aren't highly edited videos, it's us getting warmed up, and then we eventually just dive into insanity.
Also, we're just incredibly lazy, so we wouldn't edit this shit anyway.
Right. I mean, it's also, like, more of a traditional Let's Play, so... I mean, I could make more edited videos, and those are more popular, but
We're not nearly cringy enough to be a traditional Let's Play.
I don't know, I think we are.
Maybe.
You would cringe.
Are we cringy enough to be a traditional Let's Play? Why don't you comment below?
Comment
while
below
you're
and
there,
let us know.
And while you're there, hit that bell, tick that button. I don't know what you people do.
Like, comment, subscribe! Ring that bell to stay in the notification crew.
Does the dislike button even do anything anymore?
They don't know.
I don't.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't even show you how many
No.
people dislike the video anymore. It's just there.
No.
Eventually they'll just remove it, I think.
You can only like.
Only like, no dislike.
But yeah, while you're down there, do all of that shit, or don't. I don't really care. It's not my channel.
I don't care either, and it is my channel.
Well, I care because somebody has to.
No, you don't.
You're just doing that to be different.
Yeah, you're too busy thinking. You're too.
Right.
Your mind doesn't have the room to care about things like this. You're too busy thinking about your 4 fridges.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. I was like, man, what's in that one fridge? Is that in the back one, or the middle one, or the second to middle one? It's hard to keep track of all these fridges.
Fucking white privilege over here incarnate, guys. That's how it's, when they said chicken in every pot and a car in every driveway, they never intended to be, and fridges in every room of the house.
The chicken in every fridge. Except, what if I have 4 fridges? Well, then you get 4 chicken.
Well, it's better than having a car in every fridge, I can tell you that much.
Yeah, it's a little hard to fit those. Maybe, but hold on, they're not specific. They could be putting like Hot Wheels cars in there.
Yeah, true.
Or like a Matchbox if they're feeling fancy. We're near the end of this map. We're just fighting Dogtie right now. We're fighting Dogtie and Dogtie and Dogtie and.
You can tell when it's bad when our source of comedy is "What if a car, but in a fridge?"
Hey, is that any worse than most YouTube comedy?
Well, most YouTube comedy is just kind of really. Not, I mean, why I dislike a lot of popular YouTubers is just the kind of fake niceness of it all. We're family friendly and all of this, and it's like, fuck off. Well, children have to learn about the real world eventually. It's better that they learn it from us.
I like one thing I do like is because of YouTube, where it will actively push down your video if you say fuck within like the first 10 seconds. So what a lot of people will do is if it's like a recording of like a stream or something like that, they'll censor fuck for like the first like 10 seconds to a minute, and then just after that immediately uncensored.
Here's the funny thing though, we say, oh, well, it's to make content family friendly. It's like, I don't know, have schools changed so drastically in the years since I've been? Because it's like we were saying fuck when I was in primary school, like 7, 8. It's like we were cursing.
I blame the Puritans.
Well, people do it. You're just not supposed to.
I blame Puritans.
What's the big fucking deal?
It's Puritans. I blame them.
Who cares if people swear and curse?
Puritans.
It just reminds me of the South Park movie where they have the line about, just so we all are aware that it's okay to have as much sex and violence on television as long as nobody says any naughty words.
Yeah.
Don't cut.
But also, once again, granted it's been many a year since I was a child, but the last thing I wanted to watch when I was a child was things that was aimed at children.
Well, yeah, usually when you're a kid, you're like, but I'm grown up now. Like, I mean, like,
So
one of my favorite examples of something like that is in college when I was at the game store, and here's what I was buying, and here's what the kids were buying. I'm gonna go with the kids first. They were buying Gears of War. I was buying the fucking Rabbids Go Home game.
Basically. I was watching RoboCop when I was, preteen.
I wasn't allowed to watch Rated R, and I didn't really have a good way of getting away with it back in the day. The closest I got to something like that was I played Mortal Kombat over a friend's house, like, a few times. That was about it.
I had an excuse.
I specifically didn't want to watch R-rated movies, so whenever like an R-rated movie was on TV, like my mom was just like, "Yeah, you can watch it, I guess."
Wow,
You're not actively seeking out the bad things.
I will say one of the funnier things in terms of
Like we watched Total Recall when I was like 8.
I think
chick with 3 tits. Nice.
Yeah, she's basically like, yeah, so just don't
accept that women only have 2 tits.
Yeah, basically, she just like, so don't say that, and that's not real, and you might want to look away at this part. Yeah, but that's about
I think
it.
a lot of it was more from my mom, but one of my favorite moments of us getting something that was actually too old for us was I had the first Lethal Enforcers game, which I only had the cartridge, and like back then, a lot of times cartridges would sometimes have a rating on them, sometimes wouldn't. And so I got the game. It was like one of those light gun games where you play as a cop, and like like your house is dead and shit. And my dad really liked the game, so he played it a lot. And I remember one day we were at the store, and I saw it in its box for the first time, and I saw the rating, and it was just like, I think it was just me and him, and I point at it, and I go, "Dad, am I still allowed to have this game?" He looks at it, looks at me, and just says, "Don't tell your mother."
Kid, what game? I don't see what you're talking about, son.
I will never forget that. I've never told my mom that either, too.
One of my favourite dumb stories is I was taking, ironically, the train somewhere with a friend, and it was in a sort of area where you were meant to buy your ticket on the train because there was no office or machine, so you had to buy the ticket from the conductor. And that basically meant that if the conductor didn't show up, free train ride, because, on my stop, what am I supposed to do? Sit on the train and wait for the conductor to ask me to appear? I have my money, but I'm with someone, and they're like getting nervous about it. We get to our destination, and I'm getting off, and I'm like, "Yeah, free train ride, neat." And they're like, "Well, where do we go and pay?" And I'm like, just trying to say, "Shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up!" I'm working a scam here. It's just, as I said, I had the money. I was perfectly willing to buy a ticket. It's just the opportunity was never given to, or was seldom given to me. It was actually more annoying for me to get free train rides because I was going as a place that would reimburse my travel. So I couldn't get it reimbursed because I didn't have a ticket.
Oh, But, yeah, it's like the only thing I can think of that was funny when it comes to rating shit that I had. Because, I remember, I realized how little he cared about that stuff because I did actually get away with watching South Park a bit when I was really young until my mom realized. And he was there in the room and was just like, "What? Oh, no, I didn't even notice."
I had an advantage. I got away with stuff mostly because I have siblings who are about 10 or like 11 and 8 years older than me, so like they were always going to have stuff for like 50 for like rated for them. And me being precocious little scab that I was, could sit in and see things.
We were able to get away with some stuff later on when we got older. Like, for example, like, M-rated games were fine, like, when I was, like, around 10, because, like, Metal Gear and shit like that were around, and I wasn't restricted from playing those. Mortal Kombat was the only one that they were weary about. I think it's mainly, like, if the thing got on the news, she'd be weary about it.
I think basically once I was 12, my parents were like, "Whatever, just do what you want."
If it keeps you quiet... Master Asia's here!
It's like, if my parents were like, "Yeah, if it keeps you quiet and away from us, whatever, I don't care." So, some might call negligence. I call it, good parenting, really. It made me the well-adjusted individual I am. Yes. I said, having basically admitted to my hopes that the entire human race dies. But, well-adjusted.
Yeah.
Do you know what I haven't done, though? I haven't had any really awful takes on the Holocaust, so take that, society!
Yeah, I mean, if you want the whole world to be destroyed, it's not like, it's systematic genocide.
There's no discrimination.
No discrimination here.
And it's not like I'm actively doing anything. I'm just like, yeah, climate change is gonna cause massive problems. So I'm just gonna not do anything to stop that. So everyone has done this. I'm just deciding if it's worth me bothering to try and, you know, not even circumvent it, delay it. I'm just sat here like, yeah, maybe we all do just deserve this because we did it to ourselves. At a certain point, you do have to cop to it. It's like, how many times do you punch yourself in the face before you go, yeah, maybe I shouldn't do this. Maybe this is a dumb idea.
4 times.
Only 4 times. It takes you 4 times to punch yourself in the face before you go, oh, this is silly.
Yeah.
One time,
Yeah,
honestly,
that
right
makes
now. Just be like, why did I do that?
You know, so it's like, oh, because I'm doing it wrong. No, maybe if I try from the other angle, it won't be so bad. No, let me go from the bottom. Yeah, maybe this is bad.
Let me go for the temple. Ugh.
What if I punch myself in the back of the head? Man. But yeah, it's just that problem where that part of the video where we're like, well, we are pretty close to the end.
Yeah.
So what do? We can't do a big we can't do a big philosophical debate about what we usually do because we're so intellectual on this channel. Just fucking modern day philosophers, I would say.
Real
like, you know,
geniuses.
like I think in 1,000 years, assuming we all live that long, assuming humanity survives that long, they'll rank us along the likes of Aristotle, Socrates, Kant. Oh yeah, they'll be according to the Book of Train.
I mean,
he said, and I quote, that sounds like a past train problem to me. End quote.
it's so deep.
Yeah.
You know what, let me just put you in the fucking battleship. You don't need to be out here right now.
Go home and become a family man.
I mean, that joke's extra funny considering it was Camille that I put... No, it wasn't Camille, it was Conceit that I put in the ship. Conceit, whatever his name is.
Kincaid?
Kincaid. I always say his name wrong. King Gainer.
Honore Kincaido.
That was only in Z.
Never again.
Yeah, pretty much.
No one remembers King Gainer. I don't even remember King Gainer other than the theme song.
It's not a matter of if they remember it or not. It's one of those older series that they can't really use anymore.
And nobody really cares about.
Well, I think they would use it if they could, but it's like it's basically why things like Toei Getter is pretty much unusable because it costs too much to get the voice actor or rights to the voice clips because the voice actor retired and got like a ridiculous deal for his pre-existing recordings that he gets a huge payout for them. It's why I'm honestly kind of surprised they haven't pushed to get some stuff like a new series, just so they can be like, yeah, we can now promote this franchise or this mech without having to risk paying royalties to someone.
Yeah, I don't know. All I know is that I'm almost done killing these stupid clones.
Well, I guess maybe that's what Get a Robo Arc is meant to do, because it's like debatable if Arc is related to Toei or Armageddon.
I'm waiting to see if they're finally just going to recast him. Because they have to pull that band-aid off at some point, because at some point, most of these actors are going to be gone, and then they're like, well, we can either never use Amuro and Char again, or we can give them new voices.
Problem is I feel like it have to be a Bandai move, and be honest, considering we've not had like Amuro and Char in any kind of like new thing for a while.
No, but they're in like every game, every spin-off, everything. Like, what are they gonna do with the Gundam Versus games if they can't use Amuro and Char anymore?
They'll just have Amuro and Char, but much like Banagher and 30, it'll just be like shadow faces, only text.
Yeah.
Or maybe it'll be like maybe they'll just wait for them to die so they can like have or pull an Atlas and just keep the character around through digital necromancy.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Like I said at the time, I do find that funny that they have basically consigned themselves now to just never being able to recast Igor.
I think they're just going to get rid of him in the next game.
We said that last time, and the time before that.
No, but I mean, like, I'm pretty sure in 6 he's gone. Like, they spent the new game sets up a replacement, basically, or potential replacement.
What, you mean Lavenza?
No, but that one kid who, like, hangs out, he's like, at the end, he's like, I work for a guy who's observes things, kind of like Igor, but is not Igor.
Oh, that kid.
Well, who is this person? Oh, maybe we'll see him someday. Wink, wink.
Maybe it's for
Yeah,
Lamon.
So yeah, I think they're just getting rid of Igor.
Maybe they'll bring back Philemon off the Lamon, or I meant to say his name.
Maybe, but I don't know.
Stupid butterfly man.
They seem adamantly against, like, referencing 1 and 2 in games anymore. It's like in the anniversary, there's all kinds of art for like the protagonists of 1 and 2, and like there's merch for them. But like that one gotcha card game they're releasing is only 3, 4, and 5. So they're like, oh, but we're drawing the line and putting in the games.
I like that Master Asia gets to be the one to kill the last Dogtai. That's fun. Or Dogatai, or how the fuck his name's pronounced. These names are weird. I mean, not as weird as Full Frontal, but...
I was gonna say, you can't really get worse than Full Frontal. He's got nothing to hide. I wish he would hide.
He's coming at you. He's coming at you, bearing everything in his soul.
It's just you like, man, Full Frontal,
like,
put it away.
Like, please, just stop. You're making it worse.
Full Frontal, put it away, man. There's time and a place.
Like, he's coming at you. He's got his beam saber out. It's
Oh,
extended
geez.
to the maximum length.
Oh Jesus! Just coming out swinging with it. Helicoptering his beam saber all over the place.
I know, right?
How the hell did this
You
old
just-
of a man have Bernadetta as a child when she looks like she's 12? When did he fuck?
Well, apparently she's older than that.
Oh.
I don't know. I know there's like a there's a time skip to a sequel called Crossbone Ghost where like Tobia is now like 30-something years old and Bernadetta looks exactly the same.
What?
And they have a daughter who also looks just like Bernadetta.
Darth just really likes drawing Bernadetta.
I guess.
Well, they're all dead. Now he's gotta wait for the final cutscene shit. I'm trying to think what the fuck to even bullshit about, because it can't be too long. Fuck! This is the one thing I don't like about this game and doing this series, is that this one's kind of annoying to commentate over after a certain point.
Well, yeah, because then it's like, well, we can't get into any big topics because that will be over.
Like, if I'm playing something like, if I was playing, like when I was playing, like, the Gundam games, it was usually pretty easy to figure out when. Like, I'm definitely going to be doing action games for a while after this. I just don't know. There's a couple I'm debating on. I don't know what exactly I want to do. Part of me wants to go for Ace Combat. Part of me wants to do the Soul Calibur 3 Destiny mode, because that mode's pretty fun. And I could also open with the first joke of saying, hey look, we're playing Fire Emblem.
I understand that reference.
That side game in Soul Calibur 3 is not identical, but it's close to Fire Emblem. Except for, there's no fighting game option to just duel a guy in fucking Fire Emblem.
There should be.
I remember how I beat the final boss in Soul Calibur 3. It's, that mode in Soul Calibur 3 was... I was like, man, this guy is really tough. I can't seem to beat him. I have an idea. I just threw a bunch of my units at him to weaken him in the RTS mode, and I just eventually had them all back off before they die, and then I just walked in with my main character and killed him while he was low on health.
Very honorable.
Very honorable. Very honorable indeed. Hey, it's war. Fuck honor. That gets people killed.
Well, we all know we all know that Dan has no honor. He lies, he cheats, he steals.
Hey, it's war. Besides, he was a Soul Edge user. I'm allowed. He's an
Hey,
evil
Talib.
demon man with an evil eldritch sword. Fuck him.
Hey, Talib is technically a Soul Edge user.
Talib?
Yeah, because in Soul Calibur 4 she can have Soul Calibur and Soul Edge.
I mean, every character can have Soul Edge in those games.
No, like half the cast gets Soul Edge, half the cast gets Soul Calibur. Talib gets both.
No, they can all get it in,
In 4, I'm talking about 4 specifically. As I said, half the cast have a Soul Calibur weapon.
No,
And
I'm
then the other
pretty
half
sure
have-
she can. I'm pretty sure they all can have it in 4, but then it's.
Well, the real problem is no, I don't think I can really boot up Soul Calibur 4 to check now.
I mean, I have it. I could, but I don't feel like setting up my PS3. Like, I have the disc. I never got rid of my copy. Even has all the DLC still, which is good because I can't buy that anymore.
Yes,
They shut down the PS3 store.
because Dan is desperate to play as Darth Vader. Actually, wait, no, you're desperate to play as Yoda.
Cock and ball
Um,
torture.
Okay, never say that again.
Which part?
CPT.
The part where you say cock and ball torture. And
Cock and ball torture.
Why would you say that? If you didn't want it to say, you should have just said that's my fetish.
Smash my cock against a rock.
Because I can't lie to myself like that.
So if you just made sounds like you were enjoying it and just said, "Alright, can you keep going? Because I am almost done, Dan."
Or if you just
But no,
said, or if you said nothing, it would have just been a quick one and
No,
done.
I said,
No.
"Can you keep going, Dan? Because I'm almost done."
Okay then.
Okay, I'm done.
Cock and ball.
I said I'm already done now. It's that post-orgasmic cooldown where you're like, "Wow, I did that to that." Ugh.
It looks like this is a good place to leave.
Yeah, just as we get to the climax.
Please stop.